call is being recorded. I am on the highway, and so hopefully you can hear me okay. But I just want to stop and be able to share some powerful things with you today. We're progressing. It is almost Christmas time. Yes, yes, yes. And here's the thing about any kind of holiday, it's not always a positive thing for everybody. And we understand that. And I woke up this morning and I was thinking about a book that I studied and I continue to pick it up every so often. The name of the book is called The Science of Getting Rich. It was a book that when I first came to Wakanda, Dr. Pat insisted that I study this book and read this book and keep it a part of my arsenal to go through it often because you can read things at one time and then you read them later and you see it differently. That's why our CSO Phyllis Nash told us to read Think and Grow Rich, and many of us read that a long time ago. But isn't it something how as you grow, as you mature, you see it differently? And so I picked this back up and started listening to one of the particular chapters that I wanted to share with everybody on this call today. The name of the book is The Science of Getting Rich. It's by Wallace D. Wattles, Wattles. And the reason I wanted to share it is because of the season that we're in. We're in the holiday season. It's a festive time. It's a time for families. But the chapter that I wanted to talk to you about that he teaches on is about the power of gratitude. And here's some things that he shared. He said, the nearer we live to the source of wealth, the more wealth we will receive. And I believe everybody on this call wants to be wealthy. You don't want to just be rich. You want to be wealthy because there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. But he said, the nearer we live to the source of wealth, the more wealth we will receive. Now, what is the source of wealth? God is the source of wealth. Scripture says all good and perfect gifts come from above, whatever your above is. He goes on to say that the soul that is grateful gets in touch with God than the one who shows no gratitude. If there's one thing we have right now, we have a lot to be grateful for. And regardless of where you are in life, regardless of what is transpiring in your life and in your family and on your jobs and in your business, we've got to be grateful. He goes on to say that the more we fix our mind on the supreme, when good things come, the rapidly things will come. And they will come faster. So a lot of times we're wanting things to happen faster than they're happening. And part of that reason that they're not happening as fast as they could be is because we might need to be grateful for where we are. So I'm challenging every person on this call today to really, really, really be grateful for where you are.
That's good.
Is that Coach Dan?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed. You wasn't supposed to hear me say it, but it was very good.
Well, Coach Dan, listen. Hey, I took over for you yesterday, so you could just pop in here and take it over today.
Well, let's do that then. If that's the case, I missed y'all yesterday. I apologize. I saw the text coming through, and I'm in the middle of my Christmas giveaway where this year we're servicing 300 kids. My non-for-profit is, and Amazon called at 7:58, and did not let me off that phone. And they're one of our partners to assist us this year, and I had to take the call. And
That sounds
so,
like a call you should answer, Coach.
yeah, I had to take that call because it cost us about $11,000 this year, and they was helping us with about $3,000 of it, and they were getting the gifts together. So, but listen, I love what you're talking about. That's why I said that's good, because when you begin to think about gratitude and appreciate where you are, one of the things that I've learned is that if you what you don't appreciate, watch this, you don't value. What you don't appreciate, you don't invest in. What you don't appreciate, you disregard. And as a result of that, many people, they look at where they are, and where they are does not mirror or reflect where they're going, and they become so discouraged that they stop moving. They become so discouraged that they stop pushing. They become so discouraged that they become so disappointed that they no longer invest the necessary energy, time, or resource because they're really not appreciating where they are. Now, I'm talking about business, but I heard you have a God moment in your discussion, so I'll just bring some biblical context to help us, where it says, "Do not despise small beginnings." When you struggle with appreciating where you are, no matter where you are, it's an indication that you're not valuing the position. And some of us, we never get to the big because we mishandle the little. And so you got to understand, even in business, appreciate where you are, because where you are is the starting point. No matter how long you've been there, it's still a starting point as long as you have an opportunity, watch this now, to be able to continue. I'm writing a book, and it'll be done probably within the next month. This will be my second book release in 2 months, called Repositioned for Success. Sometime where you are, listen to this now, is not the issue that you're in the wrong place. It's not the issue that you are embarking upon the wrong thing. The issue is a strategy issue. Some of us just got to reposition our strategy. We have to change our strategy. And because what we've why would a strategy need to take place? When corporations change their branding, when corporations change their strategy, matter of fact, the average CEO stays on a job 3 to 5 years. There's a reason why the president of the United States has 2 4-year terms. Because every so often, there's going to have to be a change in strategy. Every so often, because times change, your strategy has to change. Because conditions change, your strategy has to change. Right now, today, we had a strategy that we was going to have a gift wrapping party tonight at a school with the school district. And then all of my volunteers was going to come and pick up gifts, and we were going to deliver it to 300 kids. That was our strategy. But then the weather came. When the weather came, and that was part of the conversation with Amazon yesterday, we had to change the strategy because there were some things in our existing strategy that may not have been able to be properly executed, or it could potentially be harmful for those that are trying to execute it. So we changed the strategy. We didn't change what we were doing. We didn't stop doing it. We just changed the strategy of how we were going to get it done. And that's what I need you guys to understand, that there are moments in time. If you're doing it one way and that one way for you is not working, maybe we got to shift and do it a different way. You'll never be able to shift and change the strategy if you give up on it where you are. If you don't, so what? Here's what I'll liken this to. I'll liken it to faith. My faith in God is not that he's going to do what I ask him to do when I ask him to do it. My faith in God is that he's going to do what I ask him to do because it's his will to do it. And so what that literally means is, I believe God that if it be his will, he's going to do what I asked him to do because it's his will to do it. And if it don't get done then I believe God that means this is not the timing for it. So the reality is, when we go back to our discussion about gratitude, when you have gratitude for the opportunity, whether you're a pearl, whether you are a diamond, whether you're a jade, it doesn't matter. When you have gratitude for the opportunity, gratitude for the ability to participate in something that's life changing and life transforming for those that you love and those that you'll get to know, when you have gratitude for the potential of being able to become financially free, and you have gratitude, that's where your gratitude lies. And then that continues to give you momentum. That continues to give you energy. That continues to give you drive even when it's not working the way you think it should be working, as fast as it should be working. Are y'all understanding this? And so today, when we talk about gratitude, my gratitude is in the fact that I got breath in my body. I got activity of my limbs. I got almost a sound mind, because y'all know Pastor Dan, Coach Dan, sometimes they off a little bit. I got also a half of a sound mind. And as a result, it gives me, my gratitude is, it gives me another opportunity, another day to absolutely get it right, to reposition myself for success. No matter what failures I've encountered, no matter what roadblocks I've come against along the way, no matter what detours I've had to make, the fact that I'm still here and I still have an opportunity to reposition myself, I am grateful. And it's in that gratitude that I continue to push, and it is in that level of gratitude that you will continue to push, and that's why you will succeed. You won't succeed because everything works the way you want it to work when you want it to work, when you work it. You're going to succeed because you're going to continue when it doesn't work. You're going to continue to figure it out. You're going to continue to work through it. You're going to continue to ask the right questions. You're going to continue to try this and try that. And all of a sudden, you'll begin to see the fruit of your labor manifest, because you didn't quit in a time when it wasn't working. This is the level of gratitude. And this week, for some of us, not necessarily all of us, we celebrate the fact that Jesus was born. We understand he wasn't born on December 25th. We won't get into all of that, but we celebrate his birth. Watch. We're celebrating his birth. And I'm grateful for the fact that he was born. The power of who he is was not in his birthing. The power of who he is was not even in his death. The power of Jesus the Christ, the Messiah, the anointed one, the Christos, was based on the fact that he was resurrected. That's where the power comes from, that he was resurrected. But he would have never been able to be resurrected if he did not die. And for his death, I am grateful. But he would have never been able to die if he was not born. So for his birth, I am grateful. What is the point of that message in this moment? That every step of your journey matters. Come on. Every, from the start to the finish, every up, every down, every hill, every valley, it matters. Because it's part of the culminating story in your victory. Listen, I'm so grateful that I spoke out loud, because I guess this was something that I wanted, I needed to share. I want you to really, really take inventory. Take inventory of the culture you're in. Take inventory of the business you're in. Take inventory of the success as a whole that the business has been able to achieve to this point. And as you take inventory, I assure you, you'll find a moment where gratitude is appropriate. Listen, I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to pass it back to you, Dr. Roz. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to share on a Thursday. I like Thursday. But go ahead, Dr. Ron. God bless you.
All right, thank you, Coach. Hey, we just miss you whenever we can't hear from you. So when I heard your voice, I said, "That's his voice." We gotta hear from you. We gotta hear from you, Coach. So thank you so much, and Merry Christmas to everybody. Yes, we'll be here tomorrow. We'll hear from our Chief Sales Officer, Phyllis Nash. She's gonna close us out for the week for the Diamond Factory for the holidays. Listen, everybody, let's go to work. Let's stay grateful. Let's not even allow any kind of dissatisfaction to come, because when that comes, you lose ground. So let's have a great Wakana kind of day. See you tomorrow. Bye bye for now.